Welcome back to another Premier League predictions video. This is for week 31 of the Premier League, and there are just 7 game weeks left in the season. First game up is Fulham and Wolves. This is a massive game for Fulham. They absolutely have to win this game if they want to stay up in the Premier League. Now, I've been saying that like every week, but it's even more important this week because Fulham have actually played a game more than everybody else, so they need the 3 points. Although last week they did lose to Aston Villa at home 3-1, it was a very damaging defeat. The players and the manager were devastated after the game, which was interesting because Fulham went 1-0 up and it looked like they're going to go on to win the game, but all of a sudden Trezeguet comes off the bench for Villa and does the business. Shocking. And for Wolves, they did lose last week to West Ham 3-2. They were shocking in that first half, but they did come back in the second and nearly got a draw. I think this will be a close game. Either side could win this game. I think it'll be a 2-0 win to Wolves. Next game up is Man City and Leeds. This will be a 3-1 win to Man City. They've been in unrelenting form this season, and that'll continue. Next game up is Liverpool and Aston Villa. This will be a tough game for both sides. Liverpool haven't been in the best of form this season, although last week they did beat Arsenal 3-0, so that will help their confidence. And for Villa, they've been in decent form. They've gotten a couple wins and draws, so it looks like they're in good shape. I think this will be a close game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. Next game up is Crystal Palace and Chelsea. Normally I'd say Chelsea should easily win this game. Maybe not easily, but they should be the favourites to win. But after that 5-2 loss to West Brom last week, you're just not really too sure. Now they did go down to 10 men, so they did affect the game. But even so, I would have thought that they would have, at least gotten a draw out of that game. And for Crystal Palace, they did get a draw away at Everton last week, which is a decent result. But Everton have been pretty poor at home this season, so you can't really read too much into that. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. Next game up is Burnley and Newcastle. This will be a 2-0 win to Burnley. Obviously, this is a massive game for Newcastle. You could even argue that this game is a relegation battle game. Both sides absolutely have to win it. But, again, Newcastle did get a draw at Tottenham last week, which is a decent result, but I'm not too sure that they'll be able to replicate that in this game. Next game up is West Ham and Leicester. This will be a 3-1 win to West Ham. West Ham have been in supreme goal-scoring form recently, and I think that'll continue. Now, Leicester did lose last week to Man City, which was a tough game, so I guess you could sort of, not read too much into it. But once again, West Ham have been so dangerous that I think they win it. Next game up is Tottenham and Man United. This will be probably one of the most boring games of the weekend, and probably the season, because both sides like to sit back and try to hit teams on the counter. I'm not really too sure how this game is going to play out because, one team is going to have spells of possession while the other team, sits back. And I think there'll be a 1-1 draw. Next game up is Sheffield and Arsenal. I think this will be a 3-0 win to Arsenal. I think they have to bounce back from last week after that shocking defeat to Liverpool. And, with Sheffield, they probably could score in this game, but they've been so bad this season that there's no way they get anything out of this game. Next game up is West Brom and Southampton. Now, this is a massive game for West Brom, and even Southampton to some degree, because you could say they are still in relegation trouble. Obviously, West Brom had a brilliant win against Chelsea last week, winning 5-2, but that was against 10 men, so this week they're probably more likely going to be facing 11 men for 90 minutes, so it'll be interesting to see what actually happens. Either side can win this game. It'll be a tough game. Obviously, Southampton had a good win against Burnley last week, coming from behind to win. 2-0 down, which was brilliant. I think there'll be a 2-2 draw. And the final game of the week is Brighton and Everton. This will be a tough game to call because obviously, well, no, actually, Everton have been brilliant away from home this season, so they're clearly the favourites. And Brighton, they're in relegation trouble, so they'll be wanting to win this game as well. I don't think Brighton will go down, so I don't think they're in too much trouble, but they'll be wanting to win this game either way. And I think it'll be a close game. Either side could win it. I think there'll be a 2-1 win to Everton. And that's about it.